A cowboy boot feels, I don't know, it just feels like a cowboy boot. How can you get a cowboy boot that feels like a sneaker? So, in a traditional cowboy boot, you have a hard leather insole or a soft leather insole. Either way, it is a non-removable insole. It's there forever. And the value that you get with that is that it ends up forming to your foot over time. So even in this Hondo right here, I can already feel the imprint of my foot, but it doesn't feel at all like a sneaker. There isn't anything about it that reminds me, oh, like I could run 17 miles in this. Like, no, I'm not gonna feel like I wanna run 17 miles in this traditionally made Hondo cowboy boot. What about this makes people want to have this feel like a cowboy boot? Well, it's light, right? So not a heavy material. Leather can get pretty heavy, like it's very much heavier than what a sneaker is, right? It's light, and also the biggest part of it that makes people want cowboy boots that feel like sneakers is the insole. Insoles. That's what it's all about, guys. It's all about the insoles. So, when somebody asks, do you have any cowboy boots that feel like sneakers, or I'm looking for a cowboy boot that feels like a sneaker, it probably means they're looking for something light with a comfortable, removable insole. And there are two brands that come to mind when people ask about this, at least in my mind. There is Ariat. Ariat is probably the best at this and have been doing it for the longest. They have been taking a lot of technology that has been created and innovated by the sneaker industry and putting it into cowboy boots for years. So they're very, very good at it. This is the Plano. And what makes this very much like a sneaker is, one, the insole. So Ariat, you guys know Ariat's value comes with the insoles that you have, right? So you have a nice foam, a little bit of gel, not too much to where it feels like your foot is floating around or anything like that. I'm not a huge fan of like the all gel insoles. It's really not good for your joints. So the more foam that you can get and the less gel, I mean, gel is good to help spread the impact, but you can't be wobbling because it just isn't good for your joints at all. But in addition to the insoles, Ariat is very good at making lightweight boots. Lightweight, athletic feeling boots that feel very much like a sneaker. This Plano in particular has their bantam weight outsole. It's about the same weight as a leather outsole, has a very light heel, and the weight distribution on this is really nice. So I would have to say that this boot feels the most like a sneaker that I've ever tried, just because of the bantamweight outsole and because of the insole, which both are Ariat's value pretty much when it comes down to it. The things that I don't like about this boot and other Ariats is that it's very stiff. This will feel like a sneaker as far as the insole and the outsole is concerned, but the vamp and the leather that is used here is not like a sneaker at all. So on the top of this sneaker, on the instep, it's super flexible, right? It's cloth, it's elastic, but this leather that Ariat uses is not like the best quality. They don't do very much to it to soften it up before they send it out and for people to buy. So that means when you first put it on and after the first 5 weeks, so more than a month of wearing this regularly, it will stay stiff. However, it does break in nice. Ariats are known for that. It's just that the break-in period on an Ariat is a lot longer than what it is for pretty much every other boot that I have ever tried in my life. For that reason, they feel like very stiff sneakers when you try them on. And if you watch the video that I did about this Plano, you'll hear me say that several times. This is on the lower end of the scale as far as boots that you can buy. I believe this comes in at around like $175 to $200 depending on the day and where you get them from. And pretty much any boot with the bantamweight technology will feel like this. So it's not just a Plano. They have several boots that have the bantamweight technology. They push this technology a lot right now because they're very proud of it, and they should be. Like, it feels nice. It doesn't necessarily feel like a boot though. It feels like a sneaker. So if you're looking for a boot that feels like a sneaker, this is the one. However, when you move up the ranks, you can get a boot that actually feels like a boot, but is comfortable like a sneaker. So we move up pretty much like about 2.5 times the price of Ariat, if not 3, but it's totally worth it when it comes to Chisos boots. Okay, now this is a new brand on the market. Many of you guys have already seen the video review that I did of the Chisos. Now, this combines aspects of the traditionally made cowboy boot, like the Hondo, and the more modern aspects that Ariat is utilizing, innovated from the sneaker here, and it mixes them all together in an amazing blend of old and new technology. So everything about this boot is traditionally made. It's all leather. It's got a Goodyear welt. This one doesn't, so you won't be able to resole this one. And the inside is leather stacked heel, leather sole, but it has an incredible insole. It's a leather-lined insole, so this is leather up here, but then underneath you have a foam insole, so it's very similar to what some sneaker companies are making, and it's just brought to that next level with the leather on top of the insole. So if you are looking for a boot that has aspects of a sneaker that feels comfortable from the get-go but still feels like a boot and still has like the weight of a boot, still has the traditional aspects of a boot as far as being made like that, then Chisos is the way to go. They're coming in at $500. So I know that seems a little bit pricey and out of a lot of budgets, but you have to realize that this is a product of innovation that hasn't really been done before. A lot of companies have been trying this for a while, and Chisos is the only one to get it right so far, in my opinion. When it comes down to it, it's all in the insole and also the weight, but I think mainly it comes from the insole and feeling like you're feeling that comfort right when you put on a boot. So a lot of people don't like that non-removable leather insole feel, whether it be a little bit of soft leather or that hard leather insole. People don't like it because they're coming from the sneaker world. Just because a boot feels like a sneaker doesn't mean it was made any cheaper. Get that technology for all the insoles, and you'll be comfy wherever you go.